It was never about me. It was about us, the workers. What brought me to union organizing was working during the pandemic, specifically during the peak of 2020 during the lockdown. All that really radicalized me when I realized that workers were not essential but expandable to big corporations. I was working at Starbucks during the time, and at first we were like essential heroes. They get us catering, they'd offer us food. Fast forward to the end of the year when it's announced that Starbucks made record profits, and then that's when I was like, okay. Why I believe that organizing matters in the workplace is because that's where you have the true voice, and that's something that I've learned within the last 2 years, honestly, is that workers hold so much power, specifically when someone goes on strike and withholds their labor. We decided to organize because just like everyone at the time, we were facing like inconsistent work schedules, short staff. Obviously, a lot of us don't get paid enough to survive, so a lot of us had like second jobs. Reading about what a union can do for us was a big motivator for petitioning to organize, honestly. It is universal in every food industry workplace that are facing these issues: short-staffed, not consistent schedule, not getting paid enough, doing more than one person's job sort of thing. Like if you were to go to a drive-thru at McDonald's or any fast food restaurant, you will see the person at the window doing more than one person's job. And people should be compensated for that. The way that Starbucks management reacted to my organizing was really weird, because when another store in my district filed for a union, they won their election, so I went in the next day. It was my day off, so I go in and I'm clapping my hands. I was like, congrats, guys. My district manager wanted me to get a write-up while I was off the clock. I'm not salary for quote-unquote disruptive behavior. So then I was like, okay, so they're slowly going to try to find any little thing to fire me over, which at the time I could see why it was hard, because in my entire Starbucks career, I had never had any sort of documentation of like either be a verbal or coaching or anything, like clean slate up until recently after we won our union election. It's really sad that they're policing the smallest things just to be able to get rid of employees. Organizers, really. It's kind of like when you get pulled over and a cop enforces the power they have over you. And a lot of people are getting fired for being 5 minutes late, 2 minutes late, or wearing a graphic t-shirt. And they probably lost their health benefits and like a way to pay for their rent. So it is really something that's disheartening to see across the country. I'm actually co-chair of the labor working group, so that's really awesome. Talking to workers at the picket lines, getting to know their struggle and their fight. So my organizing is focusing on that and still fighting for a contract and fighting for my job back with Starbucks. And then I guess we'll just see where that takes me, Hopefully we can make some changes. So anytime I hear Starbucks Workers United inspires other workers, that's really cool, because I guess I don't see it that way. But when I look at it as a bigger picture, like SBW, not that they started the labor movement, but a lot of the people that work at Starbucks are young folks. It's really cool to see young people taking a stand and fighting for what they believe is right and going with it. One thing that's really important with me with my experience with Starbucks Workers United is meeting organizers across the country that we share a lot of the same values, and at the core of it, we are all Starbucks workers. None of us get paid to do any of the things we do, so the fact that a lot of us do this on our spare time is really inspiring to me and makes me keep on going, keep on fighting the fight, because a comrade in Chicago who's not going through the same thing as you, but like essentially is, and there's that solidarity. And when they win, I win, and when I win, they win, and it's just really cool, honestly. That's one thing that I really appreciate about Starbucks Workers United and just union organizing in general is solidarity. For my long-term hopes for the labor movement is that every food industry job starts organizing. Every job should start organizing, honestly. Like, start having those conversations with your coworkers. I know it's easier said than done, but once you do it and you accomplish that, I guarantee you it gets easier. My advice to any worker that is looking into organizing their workplace is don't take the fight by yourself. I made that mistake. Get yourself an organizing committee. What makes a great organizer is being able to spot out leaders. A great comrade of mine told me that you never want to make it about you, you want to make it about them. There's nothing more liberating than knowing that you own your labor. So go out there, just get involved somehow. Start with your community, start with your workplace, make those changes you want to see.